everyone, and welcome to another One Piece manga chapter read along. This time for chapter 1169 and 1170, right? Yes. I am wearing a new One Piece shirt that was gifted to me by Antonio. It was a Christmas present, along with like a bunch of One Piece cards that I opened yesterday in the live stream. I will be posting a video opening all my presents soon because I got some really nice cards. And I have like, I don't know, 20 more, no? Maybe 18 more packs or something to open. So I'm really excited. But I'll do that at another time. I also got stuff like a Frieren figure, a My Hero Academia figure. Oh, and this is what the t-shirt looks like at the back. Izoro! Oh, I got 2 My Hero Academia figures. But anyway, I will be posting the present unboxing later this week. What is with all these One Piece cards I've been seeing lately? They're the TCG cards. The art is so good. So good. In the live chat, we have Hunter, Modru, Hachi, Cherry is here, Walid, Slipknot, T3R, and Ramon, and welcome. Shout out to Sotos one day, 5 years from now, when he finally catches up. Judging you. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly recap on chapter 1168. I'm just like glossing over. Ida died, and she was saying that she can't wait because he was trying to connect Elbaf to the rest of the world. And Loki was in prison at this point. Then Harold was... Wait, Shanks disappeared, right? Oof, wow, there's a lot to remember, and it's been a bit too long. But then because he left, he went missing. Harold was the one who got basically that immortality or something. What was it called? Well, basically, yeah, we know how that turned out. So he said, the strength, it's rippling through me. It's almost frightening. So then he went back to his homeland, and he was in his throne room, and Imu was talking in his head about atoning. You said that you would atone, because Imu wants to use the giants for an army, but Harold, that is literally the opposite of what Harold wanted. He wanted to move giants away from that history. But Imu is like, oh, but I thought you wanted to atone. And he's like, well, not like this. But then, thou canst disobey Mu. So then he was taking over Harold's body or something like that, and Harold was asking for chains, and I'm pretty sure Hydrogen is out at sea. Prince Loki is still in a cell, and he just said release him because he needed someone obviously to like chains. I mean, Loki, he is freaked out because he's losing control, I guess, of his mind, his body. So the last page of 1168 ends with Underworld holding cells. You're freed. Report to Aurust Castle immediately. The king is calling for you. And then Jarul is saying, urgently, just a moment, what could it be? But now let us return to the story. On this day, there was a terrible massacre inside the castle, and the most beloved ruler in the history of Elbaf, the wise King Harold, perished. I agree, Cherry. I agree. So here we go. Officially going to the new chapter that I have not read, 1170. Oh, wow. Look at that cover. Color cover. Double spread. Whoa. People were probably freaking the frick out because we all know how many fans he has. So now to see like his crew, to be fair, I personally I don't see his crew the way that I see a lot of other crews, because for me it always felt like they were together more out of convenience rather than loyalty. Even though they're obviously traveling together with people, you do become friends. But I didn't really see this crew the same way that I would see like the Straw Hats. But I mean, they did work together, they did travel together, and this is an insanely cool picture. Insane. And I love Big Mom just snacking on the cake over there. Whitebeard over here with what's her name? Miss. She's so tiny by comparison. Jeez, it's so cool to see the size differences like this, right? Gloriosa talking to Big Mom and so on and so on and so on. And Kaido in the back. Oh, that looks really awesome. It feels more like a temporary alliance rather than like the kind of crew that we have grown accustomed to. She's not flipping you off. What do you mean? Okay. Oh wait. Ochoku. Ochoku. I literally thought you were talking about my Uraraka figure. Like, I literally thought you were talking about this cutie. I was like, Ochako is not flipping you off. That's so funny. Okay. So which one is Ochoku? Oh, oh, the guy that looks like the swamp guy. What's his name? Yeah. That one right in the middle. Oh my lord, I didn't even see that. That's funny. Caribou. Doesn't he look like Caribou? Okay, so here we go. Chapter 1169. My death cannot come soon enough. 14 years ago, Sun World Elbaf at Gabon's house. What? Captain Roger had a son? Apparently so. That's what Garp told me, at least. I'm amazed that he survived the Navy's search. Well, in that case, that is to me, I'm sorry, but I just have to once again. The Navy had a search to kill a baby. The Navy had a public, it probably wasn't very public, but I mean, well, in that case, I guess he's like a little brother to me. You're not wrong about that. You and Buggy were our sons. If he's got Captain Roger's blood, I guess he'll be the next generation's king of the pirates. Hey, it ain't a hereditary position. Sometimes those with the greatest expectations placed on them fail to achieve that greatness. You think so? It's what makes life fun and unpredictable. Wah ha ha. Where did they, oh, he hopped from the tree, I guess, because I see a little hop. Or maybe Shanks hopped from the tree. Look how young Shanks looks there. So cute. Doesn't he look younger? How long ago was this again? Meanwhile, the fateful scene at Elbaf's Orust Castle. Doga ha ha ha. Oh no, Loki. Prince Loki has returned. Chef Jarul is here as well. Why did he, Your Majesty? He was coming to chain you up, just like you said. Why did I cut down my guard like that? It was like my body moved on its own. Was it to fulfill Emu's orders? To eliminate those who would stop me? Form an army of warriors. Am I incapable of fighting back? Can those orders even alter my very thoughts? 14 years ago. Where? Where did I just read it? Oh, at the beginning. I think that is a new level of oops, I forgot. Because there's this kind of like an inside joke in my community. Like, if you answer one of my questions in a live stream, you have to tell me what you're answering. You can't just answer the question. You have to say like, you can't just say cat. You have to say, if I was an animal, I'd be a cat. Because otherwise, I forget what I asked. It does prevent a lot of spoilers. Not the worst ones though, but it does. It prohibits a lot of theorizing though, because I forget too many details. But it makes for good reactions when like I've forgotten a small reveal that builds up to a bigger reveal, and then the bigger reveal is even more big because I forgot the previous thing that links to it. But okay, so 14 years ago. Thank you. So I'm on page 5. Am I incapable of fighting back? Can those orders even alter my very thoughts for the rest of my life? For as long as I continue to live, my presence will only make this country worse. My body is a blight upon its safety. It was a waste. It was all for nothing. 140 years of my life down the drain. My death cannot come soon enough. Quickly. Kill me! I refuse to let Elbaf be enslaved. Hurry, before it's all taken over. What are you doing, Your Majesty? Hey, Pop, I'm back. What is going on in here? Harold, how can this be? I truly am immortal. Right! They can't kill him! I can feel my body recovering. Stop it. Run for your lives, men. What can I do to die? Someone help. How old would Loki be at this point in human years? It couldn't be. It's 14 years ago, so it's probably like 1 year less in so if we were saying he was like 21 or 22, so he's probably like 20 or 19 here. Because 14 years in giant years is probably just like 1 year, right? So basically, Harold and I have signed the shallowest of covenants with this great one in Marijoa. Even with just this shallowest covenant, we can't resist as long as we're within that freak's range. What an odd power. So once we were out of the Holy Land, we finally had the chance to talk openly. I knew it! You are from the red-haired pirates! Harold was delighted about the deal he'd made, to get Elbaf added to the government once he was in the Knights of God. But to do that, he has to sign the next level of covenant. Is that bad or something? You don't say. It's very bad. Through the covenant, the Holy Knights of God, they gain superhuman strength and an undying body, as well as the ability to generate an abyss, a means of traveling long distances. But in exchange, no matter where you are, you cannot defy the orders of the Great One, whose voice will reach you at any range. So if he agrees to the covenant, Harold will be forced to do what those people say. Knowing how greedy they are, I can't imagine they would keep their word and give him what he promised. What they promised. I don't think Harold should join the... Huh? So then it seems like there was that... Oh, because that's where they currently are, right? So because of Gaban's wife, they're currently in Elbaf, where all of this is actually happening right now. Wait, were they both traveling here together, do you think? No, wait. Shanks went missing, so technically he couldn't, like, publicly travel with Harold, right? Hang on a second, Dad. What am I supposed to react to first? The fact that you haven't died with all those wounds, or the fact that you're trying to kill me and the castle guards? Where's this monster's strength coming from? What happened to you, Harold? Come back to your senses. Guards, to the royal chamber. Help! Stop the king! He's been taken by madness. Are they fighting? Hurry, it must be that damn Loki. Save the king. Explain yourself, Harold. What happened? You know what that guy said earlier? I just had bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. But a lot of it was choices. Even if it was understandable choices, like we would have probably done the same thing, wada wada. I'm talking about a movie. But like, if anyone can say my life is just because of a bunch of bad luck, it's Loki. Shame. Chief Jarul, I've made a terrible mistake. Very soon, I truly will lose my mind. Listen closely, Loki. Do as I say. I want you to tell the people of Elbaf exactly what happened here. That I killed my own guards. That I used joining the world government as an excuse to do their dirty bidding. Ultimately, they lied to me, and look at me now. I am about to hand over the people of Elbaf to the government, to be their slaves in battle. What do you mean? They tricked you? They never had any intention of honoring my request. Your Majesty? Jarul, feed the treasure of Elbaf to Loki. What? With the power of God, I will be unstoppable. With the power of Mugod. Elbaf being enslaved by the government is the very antithesis of my dream. Ugh, that makes me the worst king. The worst king in the history of Elbaf. So you must kill me to take the throne, Loki. Tell the people what a fool of a king I was. Kill me and be a hero. Do you understand what your child has been through? What the people, as a result, think of him? This man, he was too busy out there trying to be the best that he could for his people. But he didn't have enough time to plan this handover. Let's just put it like that for now. I only saw the last episode of One Piece yesterday, by the way. So I never edited it because I'm reading the chapters late and I watched the episode late. Once I'm dead, my reputation means nothing to me. All that matters is Elbaf's future. Am I wrong? You'd really do this all for... You'd really do all this for... Please, Loki, you're the only one who can do it. But how? How are you going to kill him? And then he like jumps up and slashes, I don't know, everyone in sight. There are criminals within the castle. Huh? Your Majesty? Seal the front gate. Right away. You killed them all. You're not the real King Harold. But I am Harold. And I am now a vassal of the Great One. And all his wounds keep healing. No one shall escape to tell the tale of what happened here. Hurry! Oh, run! And then his head gets bashed in. I will give this country over to Emu. Hurry, Loki! Why do I have to eat some devil fruit? Then I won't be able to swim. What got into him? He's like a totally different person. Don't you dare eat it, Loki. That fruit belongs to me. You just told me to eat it. If you eat that fruit, it will be the end of the world, Harold. Do it, Loki. Make sure Harold doesn't get that fruit. And then he plunges the sword through his head, which causes him to later, of course, lose his memory of what happened here. You gave me that blade years ago, Jarul. Now you can have it back. I'll eat that fruit and take Ragnir for myself. Ragnir? You cannot have it. Oh, and that's when Shanks and Gaban shows up. So what, Shanks knows the truth? Does he? What happened to you? The helmet saved my life. Please stop, Harold. Don't let him go after Loki. Oh, please stop, Harold. Based on what you said, it looks like the worst case scenario has come to pass. Harold, look around you. Come to your senses. Ah, Shanks. This undying body is a wonderful thing. I feel superior to all other life. Is there any way to break the control over him? Imagine if all of the people, like the spider guy and the horse guy, imagine if they were all people that had like noble intentions at one point, like Harold, and they were all kind of like tricked by Emu to give over their lives and their rationality, their themselves, be controlled. Is there any way to break the control? And then Loki breaks into the treasure room. This is that storied relic of Elbaf, the forbidden devil fruit. Tink, tink, tink. Huh? Kick, 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 kick. And then, I don't know. Whoa, who did that? What the hell is happening here? What's that? There's like a treasure box that might be like a red herring or a distraction from the real treasure that's behind it. But then it looks like a hammer box or something, and it jumped up towards him. Okay, I'm not looking at the chat. Someone is deleting a lot of messages. I feel like you guys are maybe making comments based on the next chapter or something. I kind of want to look up Ragnir. Let me... Was that what he called it? What did he call it? Maybe I read the wrong word. Oh, here. I'll eat the fruit and take Ragnir for myself. What is Ragnir? Maybe it's a different thing. What is Ragnir? Ragnir on its own isn't a widely established word, so it likely refers to one of a few related things. Maybe it's a made-up word. A variation of Ragnar, which is a Norse masculine name. Isn't Ragnir the Luke's surname? Maybe that's where I know it from. Let's Google it. The Luke surname. Ragnvindr. It's a bit different, but it's from the Latin meaning dawn or daybreak. No, that's Diluk. What is... He comes from the respected Ragnvindr family known for their wealth and status. Okay, so it's a bit different, but it seems like it's maybe the same root. So Ragnar is a Norse masculine name, often translated as warrior or judgment / army council. It's strongly associated with Viking culture and mythology. A famous example is Ragnar Lothbrok, a semi-legendary Viking hero and king who appears in sagas and modern media. Sometimes people spell or stylize the name as Ragnir, especially in fantasy worlds, games, usernames, and original characters. Confusion with Ragnarok. No. You might be thinking of Ragnarok. No. So I think it's just Ragnir as a name, but it's just a Norse-inspired name. So maybe we don't know yet, or I'll find out in the next chapter, or we can put it together. If you already know what it is, let's wait until the next chapter. So it can just be like any name. It's just a Norse-inspired root name or something. Not from traditional mythology, it seems. Okay, so yeah, it ends with Loki entering the treasure room, and there is a treasure box, but there's something behind it kind of like moving. And then it jumps up and laughs. I don't know. Whoa, who did that? Okay, next chapter. Let's just go straight through so we can talk about it together. This chapter is called Contrary. And the picture at the front is Jimbei as a station worker for the Eel Railroad, giving passengers eel bento for lunch. Ah, that's so cute. Look at small Sanji and the Zoro and the Usopp, and Nami is a bit taller than everyone else, like the older sister, and it's everything so cute. Where's Brooke? And there's a tiny laboon or something. Or is that an eel? Okay, contrary. That is the new... Sometimes I forget that after I finish the chapter, we should talk about the title, because it's part of the story, right? There's a reason that Oda titled it, contrary. Excuse me. Okay, so maybe Ragnir is the hammer. Okay, what is Thor's hammer called? Mjolnir. So instead of Mjolnir, this is Ragnir, which is just another Norse name. Okay, so maybe... Okay. Best! Oh! What if Mjolnir is like you know how you get the dog that is also a gun and the elephant that is also a sword or something like that? What if... Bastard! Who threw this hammer at me? Come out and show yourself. I know you're in here, but I might as well get that devil fruit now. Or crack, crack. And then it falls to the ground. You gotta be kidding me. There's no way it's that heavy. So suddenly it becomes really heavy and breaks the floor. Is this castle falling apart or something? You waste your time, Loki. That devil fruit is a national treasure. It has lain dormant for centuries. Not because no one chose to eat it, but because no one could eat it. Not a single one of them was chosen by Ragnir. Oh, so like being chosen by Thor's hammer. Wait, let me Google that too. Did Thor's hammer choose him, or did he? Fun fact, because of a forging mishap, the hammer has a short handle, which is why Thor needs special gloves, yarn graper, to wield it. If you want, I can explain the meaning, blah, blah, blah. Oh, in Norse mythology, no, Thor's hammer didn't choose him. The idea mostly comes from modern storytelling, not the original myths. What the myths say is that Mjolnir was forged for Thor by the dwarves Brokir and Eitri after a bet with Loki. Thor can wield Mjolnir because he is physically powerful enough, he wears magical iron gloves, and he uses a strength belt. Meginjor something. There is no enchantment stating that only the worthy may lift it, and no scene where the hammer chooses its master. Where the choosing idea comes from, the concept that the hammer selects its wielder comes from Marvel Comics, where Mjolnir has the famous rule, "Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." This is a modern invention, not a part of ancient Norse belief. Cool. Okay, so, but in One Piece, this seems to be like Ragnir, the hammer, and bye, Cherry. See you next time. Don't worry, there will be timestamps on the video, so you can hopefully read or finish the video later. I'm sorry I started so late. Have a good time at work. Do your best. I love you. Okay. That sounded so creepy. I love you, Cherry. You're one of my best friends, and I didn't mean to make it sound creepy by whispering I love you like a freak. I don't know why I always make things weird. Just be normal, Kayla. Just be normal. Okay. Not a single one of them was chosen by Ragnir, but with the strength I now possess, he thinks he will be chosen. Yeah, wait until the end. I'm on like the first pages. I love you too, and the fact that you make things weird. Thank you, and that's why I love you, because you stick around even with my weirdness. Yeah, wait for theories. I'm getting there. Breathe. You've had most of you read the leaks, right? So you've had freaking 5 days to come up with your theories. So give me a minute. Is this castle falling or something? Okay, then blah blah blah. Not a single one of them was chosen, but with the strength I now possess. And then he's attacked by Shanks and the Gaban. He suffers immense pain from his wounds, and the recovery effect is drastically slowed down. Give him enough consecutive hits, and we can manage to knock him out of commission. If these guys have any weakness, it's against those of us who can infuse our attacks with the color of the Supreme King. Gaban! You really dare make an enemy out of me? Whoa! Of course I do. I can't let you roam free in this state of madness. How do you know the weakness of the Knights of God, Gaban? They came after us several times trying to take you back. We know you have a child with red hair. He must be the son of our commander. Hand the boy over. Each time they did, we beat them black and blue. Now that you mention it, I seem to remember that Somers guy saying something like that. Just some fond memories of the distant past. I would watch that show. Like, you could make a whole anime based on literally almost any crew in this story, and I would watch many episodes. It's pirates and adventures and cool characters with fun designs and crazy laughs. One Piece is... I was surprised to learn that there was a proper combat force in the Holy Land, though I assumed those celestial dragons were all chumps. Yeah, they hardly ever come down to our world. They really believe they're gods. It makes me shiver to think of the life I might have had. We call that fate. I want to save Harold somehow, Gaban. Yeah, but you were the one who taught me about the despair of what it means to become a knight of God. It seems like Loki's our only hope. I keep telling you, get out of my way, stupid hammer. Does this mean you're supposed to be the guardian of the national treasure? How does a hammer move on its own? What's your deal anyway? Just give it a rest. And then he smacks it. Bye. And then he smacks it, but his own hammer breaks against it. Crash. Good luck at work. Ah, my hammer! The fuck is that? A squirrel? Clonk, clonk, clank. Guru, 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 ksh. Be gone. So maybe it's a squirrel hammer. Like the elephant sword and the dog gun. I think it was a dog gun. What was his name again, that dog? La Loop? Not Laboon. La Loops? Anyone remember what that dog's name was? From Arabasta. With Miss Merry Christmas and the other guy. How do we end this fight? He's got Supreme King Haki too. That's a first. Guards, find some way to hold Harold back. You must not let Harold have that devil fruit. And then what? Okay. So on page 10, we see Harold, like everyone trying to stop Harold, but Harold is fucking everyone up. Sorry for my language. And then you see the treasure box opened and the squirrel kind of like standing there defiantly, but it's like maybe Loki beat him down and it can. And then there's a teeny tiny fruit. It's like a little, teeny tiny, because he's a giant. So I mean, whoa! What shape is that? Like a type of chili? You know, it makes me think of like an oddly shaped chili. Like this one. We have ones like that, but not exactly, but similar. But I just think it's really small, so it looks oddly shaped. But it's like it has three stuff, you know? Okay, so wait. He eats the devil fruit, and then his hand like does this. Like it's like he's shaking, but then he gets nails. Oh, and then he goes, whoa! Goody-dee-dee! And the squirrel looks really happy and excited. Oh, so you ate it, Loki. Then show me that legendary power. And then he hits Loki back. And then it looks like Loki hits him, but he still keeps regenerating. And then it's like we see a silhouette, like a shadow. Or something. But then it's just Loki with the hammer. I knew it. Loki, you possess the blood of the Supreme King. Hey, are you back to your senses now? Only for the moment. Don't be mistaken. Look around us. There is no undoing what I've already done. But you're being controlled. Not exactly. I suspect that my very thoughts are being influenced by someone else. I'm beginning to think of myself as a god. I know that you will do an admirable job of pulling Elbaf in your wake. Make sure you get along with your brother. Just so you know, you're the scum of the earth. Forcing your son to end your own life? Even the lowest excuse for a father wouldn't do that. There's one other thing I forgot to say. Thank you for what you did for Ida. Why? Burning down the brewer's village won't bring her back, but I'm grateful that you felt that way. Hurry, before the control takes over. I'll never forgive you for this. How dare you force me to do this dirty work? I love you too, son. So he really did it. He really made him do it. At what, 16 or something? Loki, my son. All that matters is Elbaf's future. Whoa. I'm so glad that they're changing it to seasonal. They deserve all the time in the world to make this a reality. I think for me, before I forget, the most important takeaway, I already forgot. I said it before, but I wanted to say it again to underline it. I'll have to, I don't know. I can't believe some people saying the lost panel is trash. You'll always have those people, they're just looking for attention. Like if they say, oh, I didn't like this story for this reason, they're worth having a conversation with. Of course, everyone's opinion is just an opinion. But if there's really people saying that this lost panel is trash, they're looking for attention, and you should tell them to call their mothers or get a therapist. Because they need to deal with their trauma or whatever emotional issue they have that causes them to ask for attention from online people and causing, I don't know, unnecessary drama. Seriously. Yo, he really shatters. I'm truly shocked. I did not think it would happen. They're comparing it with other manga and saying Oda got... Don't even, that's not even worth bringing up. Like really, that's the first thing you want to talk about? After reading 2 chapters with some of the most interesting stuff in it, that's the first thing you want to bring up? People's cries for attention? Ah, lasso. Yes, I knew it was something with an L and an S. The last page of chapter 1141, and almost at the end of 1142, we saw Ragnir before. You may have had it in your mind from that. Maybe. Oh man, what did I want to say? There were 2 things that I wanted to highlight. Okay, but does anyone remember we theorized before about Ragnir was already revealed as Loki's weapon? Yes, because we saw him in the past. I just forgot the name, Ragnir. Okay, cool. He has it now, so obviously we'll have it in the future, which we've already seen because we're in the past now. Cool. Makes sense that it was revealed since we've met Loki. But yeah, I totally forgot the name. My question is, do you guys remember when we theorized about what Loki's power could be and which... Man, that's why I needed to continue my notes. Because I think we had some pretty good theories and I would have liked to think a little bit more about that, especially with this wow that happened. Loki's devil fruit silhouette kind of reminds me of early Kaido hybrid from Oda's sketches. Let me see. There is a One Piece manga chat. For what? 1169. There's not a lot, but was I meant to miss the part where the sword pierced not just all the way through Jarul's head, but his helmet? That helmet looks about as useful as a colorless crayon. More importantly, what are the chances Loki never ate the legendary devil fruit and that's just all the hammer? Vegapunk already made a dog cannon and elephant Kerberos swords legit enough, so why not? Oda's message at Jump Festa 2026 spoiler tag because he mentioned stuff in the current arc. One Piece anime film is not progressing smoothly. After Elbaf arc, we will go to that island, the one you could only reach by becoming a pirate king. The man marked by flames will also appear. Characters who never met before will finally encounter each other. Those two, and also those two. One Piece will move forward at high speed next year. As I've gotten older, I'll continue writing while also taking care to maintain my health and life. Then I posted that in the wrong chat again. It's January 1st to be precise, but in Tokyo time it's already New Year right now. Oh, he turned 51 on the 1st of January, or was it the day before? Cool! I love this edit. That's so cool. Geez, imagine being this hard worker. Every week for what, 20 years? New chapter. Having to be with your family, raise kids. I don't know. How old are his kids by now? Does he have grandkids? I don't know. And needing to travel for, the live action, and how does he make time for everything? I have some crazy theories on how everything ends in One Piece and the fate of the Straw Hats. Feel free to share. The shadow reminds me of Yamato's devil fruit. It does look like a Zoan type. Clearly it's still giant, but it can be a devil fruit. So I remember thinking mythological animals. I remember Kerberos. No, we looked up Norse or something like that. Oh man, the giant wolf Fenrir. Oh, giant wolf Fenrir. Fenrir is a monstrous giant wolf in Norse mythology, son of Loki, prophesied to kill Odin during Ragnarok. the world's end, before being slain by Odin's son. Feared for his immense power, the gods bound him with a magical chain. A deception that cost the god Tyr his hand, and Fenrir's rage shakes the world until his prophesied escape. So, before we read a little bit more about Fenrir, I would like to look up mythological animals, mythological creatures that can change size. Because that's what we looked up. Because we were hoping that he could change his size so that he could fit on the boat, right? And potentially join the Straw Hats. Trolls can grow to giant size or shrink at will, appearing in various forms in Nordic tales. Forest spirits known for changing sides from a blade of grass to the tallest tree. Slishy. Draugr, undead beings. Jinn. I wish we could remember which video that we look up stuff like this, because I'm just curious. Aswang. Okay, but anyway, so it seems to be very likely to be Fenrir. It's just when you hear about, son of Loki, prophecy to kill Odin during Ragnarok, Ragnir. So that's kind of like linked to. As he grew, the gods feared him and tried to bind him, just like he was feared and locked up in the story, right? After 2 failed attempts, they tricked him into being bound by Gleipnir, a seemingly flimsy ribbon made from impossible things, like a cat's footstep sound. The price of trust. To prove his willingness, Fenrir demanded a god place their hand in his mouth. Tyr volunteered, and Fenrir bit off his hand when he realized the deception. Fenrir embodies fate, unstoppable chaos, the power of nature, and the inevitable consequence of broken oaths. Oh! When Ragnarok begins, Fenrir's chains break and he runs wild. His jaws so wide they span heaven and earth, devouring everything in his path. He confronts Odin, swallows the All-Father, and fulfills his dreadful destiny. Doesn't that kind of fit with him having to kill his father? Fulfilling his dreadful destiny. And Gaban literally said that's what we call fate to Shanks, though. But still, in this chapter, it's kind of like. Soon after, Odin's son avenges his father by stepping on the wolf's lower jaw and ripping his head apart with his bare hands. Well, let's hope that that Hyrule doesn't do that. Ragnarok begins. As stated, we enter the final saga. That'd be cool. Have you seen? No. I have not seen. Whew. Okay, can I just quickly wind it down? Because my couldn't the dog also fit? Sure, anything can fit. We're just theorizing. It's a monstrous serpent dragon in Norse mythology that gnaws at the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree. Someone said that the silhouette looks like a silhouette on the mural, which is maybe like the roots of Yggdrasil and blah blah blah. But I don't know, the wahoo sounds like a wolf howling to me. And this is a serpent dragon, but I do understand the the silhouette does resemble that at one point. I know which mural you're talking about. We discussed the potential devil fruit stuff for Loki in 1153. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go take a look really quick. I'm just curious, like, did Nidhogg and the Fenrir ever come up? Like, I'm just really curious. Can either one of these creatures change their size? Okay. So you're saying it is in 1153. Why did I go so far back? Can I not count? Looking for a possible mythical Zoan fruit. Okay. So let me... Here. There is also Ratatoskr, who is a squirrel. Ratatoskr. Ratatoskr is a mischievous squirrel in Norse mythology known for scurrying up and down the world tree, Yggdrasil, carrying insults and gossip between the eagle at the top and the serpent at the roots. That makes sense. That sounds also like Loki was at the bottom of fueling their mutual hatred and contributing to the tree's eventual decline. It means drill tooth and bore tooth. He serves as a vital but troublesome messenger, a small being with a significant role in the cosmic conflict. But I mean, we should obviously be careful. Like, Oda wouldn't just... He might use names and some inspirations, but it would be dangerous to make, like, theories based on what happens here. And then think, okay, yeah, that could apply like this. But, I mean, we can still do it for fun, but we should just be careful not to let it limit, like, oh, we can only think it can happen this way, or there can be this kind of person, or, you know. So it's just something to think about. So I just want to kind of see. Look at my face. What do you think I was reacting to here? I'm so curious. Oh my god, I would die. Imagine. Oh my god, what the hell was I saying? Several mythological creatures are known for their size-altering abilities. Sun... Oh my god, I would die. Imagine a Sun Wukong. Imagine, I mean, it can't. But just imagine. Sorry. So Sun Wukong is one of the mythical beings that can alter their size. And I just thought it would be crazy because of Luffy, you know, and the whole... Yeah. Really freaked out and slapped myself in the face and almost ripped my... What? Oh, I had a scab wound. I had a cold sore. Just, imagine if that would... Okay, anyway, sorry. It would never. I just thought that would be so cool. I don't know. But anyway, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King from Journey to the West, can change form as tall as the heavens to as small as a fly. Hanuman from Ramayana can also transform from the size of a bee to a mountain. Draugr from Norse folklore can change their size and weight, and other Nordic creatures like trolls are known for this ability. Wait, trolls. That sounds cool. Draugr. In Chinese A corporeal undead creature. Oh no. Feel like it won't be it. Okay, so we looked up Drogers. Terrifying. Yeah, no. Please no. So then I looked up mythological creatures that can change size. Fairies. I would actually think that would have been so cute. Imagine him with like some kind of fairy fruit. Okay, then I looked up Trows. It kind of does look like that, but a very skinny version. Oh, I was saying that the one of the holy knights looks kind of like this thing, right? Right. What is a mischievous fairy or spirit in the folkloric traditions of the Orkney and Shetland Islands? Trows may be regarded as monstrous giants at times, or quite the opposite, short-statured fairies. Oh my lord! Imagine if he can go from a giant to a small fairy to fit on the boat. I would die. I would die. Ooh. They're not the kind of fairy I thought of, though. Yeah, not the kind of fairy I imagined. Oh my gosh. Please be a trow. Please have sizes. And so it looks like I really wanted him to be like a little trow fairy. You also mentioned wolf. There's another one named Skull. It's less known than Fenrir. Fairies in some stories can grow to giant sizes, and trolls are often depicted as giants. Leshi, a Slavic woodland spirit, can change size and shape. Leshi. Who's Leshi? Leshi. Why does Leshi is a Slavic or a fight? Well, if Loki can have an adorable form, okay? I mean, well, this Leshi thing kind of looks like Chopper's monster form, doesn't it? Leshi. Baby form was already adorable. So I'm just skipping through. I want to play what The Witcher got wrong about Leshi. This is freaking cool. Witcher. What's this? Leshi. Copper Man is from Finnish folklore and can grow to an enormous size. Lagahu, a shape-shifting monster in Trinidad and Tobago, can also change size from tiny to gigantic. Tobago mythology. So if he would join, it's fun to think about the potential of how. Tobago's mythology is rich. Okay, so but it looks like he has some kind of, what is this? Lagahu. What the heck is a Lagahu? Also scary. Wow, okay. What is a Lagahu? I want the description. Also scary. Wow, it looks wolf, goat, demony. This scary. Oh, here. The tail of the Lagahu. Oh, never mind. It looks goat-like. Can we have giant? Okay, so we never really looked up any wolf type things. Oh, it's kind of cute. Oh, a Puda. Also a little scary, but Puka. Oh my god, that would be cute. Imagine he turns into a little thing like this. That would actually, I still think that would be cute. A Puka. Especially because it looks kind of monkey-like. And Monkey D. Luffy. Hey, here's a horse one. Oh. Okay. Ooh, I should roll. I find Chopper's fruit very interesting. I almost forgot that Blackbeard did attack his island before the Straw Hats arrived. Wait, what? I forgot about that. That happened? Before the Straw Hats? Lucky will be the new pet of the crew. Another one is the skull. Okay, so it's less known than the Fenrir. But I feel like this seems like it's linked because of the Yggdrasil and the silhouette. But then this one sounds a lot like parallels with Loki's story and the rage. Fenrir's rage shakes the world until his prophesied escape. That sounds like so... Wasn't Loki like screaming and stuff, and then people in Elbaf were feeling the shaking or something? That's why Wapol left the island originally. Before the Straw Hats were there, they attacked... Whoa, I need to reread One Piece, seriously. Okay, Skull. Here, Skull. Skull and Hati are the sons of the wolf Fenrir. Oh, so they're the sons, okay. And an unnamed giantess. It is foretold the wolves will chase the sun and the moon across the skies until Ragnarok. In Norse mythology, Skull is a wolf that, according to Snorri Sturluson's prose Edda, chases the sun riding her chariot across the sky. Hati Hrovittnesson chases the moon during the night. Skull and Hati are the sons of the wolf Fenrir, an unnamed giantess. So it's like two brothers, kind of like Hydrogen and Hydrogen. Wait. Yeah. I find unlikely they were after Chopper's fruit though. If they attacked there because they knew it was there, there is no reason for them to leave if we're getting the devil fruit. Oh. Yeah. Why were they there, do you think? Or was it just like a name drop at the time? Meaning they will be part of the Straw Hat fleet. Luffy is the sun, he's gonna chase until the end. But it says here the sun and the moon. Do you think Blackbeard is the moon? It's also like Shanks and Shamrock. Shanks is the sun and Shamrock is the moon. Like yin and yang. Looks kind of like yin and yang here, right? Well, I can't wait to find out. Do we have a chapter next week? Do you guys know? Just roll really quick. Sorry, I'm just turning my head a bit left to right because my left shoulder kind of gets hurt. Excuse me. I had long streams this weekend, but it was lots of fun. Did I already claim? No. Okay, come on, roll me a Luffy to claim in the video. Like I would get him, but who knows? There's no chapter next week. Well, this is a very good... Oh, you claimed Pudding. Oh, so lucky. I love Pudding. If you get a key for her, consider me. Consider me for trade. Yeah, it's a game. It's called Waifu Wars. We play it on the Discord. Every 4 months, we reset the game, and then you can claim characters from your favorite shows. It's like, imagine a card game, but there's only one of each card. And they're ranked. So, like, it's called Waifu Wars, but you have both male and female characters and other. And, yeah, the top waifu is 02, and, like, Power is number 9, Gojo is number 10. But there's, like, characters that are ranked into the thousands. Like, my lowest ranked character is in, like, 100,000 and something lost war. But it's really fun because now you can, like, trade and stuff. How can you join? So, if you join me on Twitch, there's often gift subs happening there. So, you have to be a sub or a YouTube member or a Patreon or a Ko-fi member. So, it's like a private server. But once you're in... If you play the game, you can stay in, even if you're not a member. So it's just like that. Yeah. Ragnir would be a good one once they're added. The hammer? In theory, Ace could have made them flee before they wanted, but that's also unlikely since Bibi was not afraid to confront Ace. The Blackbeard attack on Drum was in chapter 133 if you wanted to look up. Oh, yes. Okay, thank you. 133. Wow, can you imagine that long ago? But this is a tough but very amazing end. I'm kind of happy that I waited for these, like, to do these two chapters together. It worked out pretty well. Yeah, Lasso is in the game. I just didn't know someone would be excited to claim the hammer. Oh, I like him, but not enough. Okay, so sorry, I'm going to be slightly distracted for a while. It's going to be lost hours soon, so I just want to make sure I get a claim. Okay, 133 you said, right? Okay, so this country has no name. A country without a name? I've never heard of such a thing. A bear! Everybody, look, there's Miss Friday. Good roll. Hey, Shaki, I have her. Shakuyaku. I already have a key for her, but I was happy to claim her again because I do really love that backstory and everything and her design. In my theory, I see both Luffy and Bibi facing Emu in a temporary alliance, similar to the GV scenario to the old Gen faced, and once weakened, Bibi betrays him for King of the World attempt to take Emu's power. What is the GV scenario? It's an adorable squirrel hammer. Of course he'll be popular. Yes, because Lasso is so popular. A country without a name. I've never heard of such a thing. Oh, Videru. Oh, nice claim, Walid. Nice claim. I tried. Huh. So, when someone rolls, for those of you that don't know the game, everyone has 13 rolls every hour, but you only have one claim every 3 hours. And you can roll the characters, but anyone can take them. So it's like, imagine playing Snap. Have you ever played Snap with cards? So the first one to say Snap or something gets the cards or something. Who's gonna tell her? I literally just said congratulations, Walid. I can read. I saw your name. You don't have to tell me. Good, it's all better. See? Event. You won a global badge. Hey, I didn't see. Shoot! Could have gotten some extra rolls. Okay, so I'm still reading chapter 133. Slowly but surely. Now I can start training for real. I'm sick of taking it easy, and guarding the ship is getting boring. I think I'll take a mind-clearing midwinter swim. He lost another one of his wishes. Well, how does that affect me, though? Why would it be difficult to tell me that? Who's gonna tell her? There are some strange animals walking around here. Boy, this is really snow country. Nami, we're in a village with people. We made it. Oh God, which page? Dalton, I'm looking forward to the election in 2 days. Everyone says they're gonna vote for you. Put her on the bed over there. I'll get the room warmed up. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Dalton. I'm the protector of this island. Please forgive our hostile reception. May I ask you a question? I have the feeling I've seen you somewhere before. Blah blah blah. Snow, super snowman. Right, now that's a castle without a king. A castle? Man, this warms you up. The only doctor in this country is Dr. Kureha, from whom people call the witch. She lives there. Why would she want to live way up there? Anyway, call her down here. It's an emergency. I'd like to be, but we have no way of contacting her. She's 140 and she's still kicking. She comes down the mountain whenever she feels like it. Then she looks for patients, treats them, and takes whatever she wants in compensation and goes home. Sounds like a nasty old lady. She's just like a pirate. But how does a woman that old get down the mountain? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Listen, the only doctor around here lives on top of a mountain, so we're gonna climb it. It's at the end, after Dalton sits on the snow. Okay. Oh, it's so sweet. Do you guys remember when Luffy climbed up the mountain with his bare hands? So cool. It's amazing. Okay. Skip. After Dalton sits on the snow. Okay. I'll keep you company. Long ago, we did have them, doctors, but circumstances caused them all to leave. Only a few months ago, this country was defeated by pirates. It was? No wonder everyone was so nervous when we showed up. Yes, the mere mention of pirates still makes us uneasy. There were only 5 pirates. The captain called himself Blackbeard. They were immensely powerful. We never had a chance. They defeated us before we knew what hit us. 5 pirates? You must be kidding. Blackbeard? But some around here think it was a blessing. What can be good about a country being defeated? Yeah, who'd say anything so idiotic? Until then, this land was ruled by a king, and the people were very unhappy. This land was called Drum Kingdom, and the king's name was Wapol. He was the worst king ever. Wapol. I remember. Oh, they met him on the ocean before, right? Okay, so he was already defeated. Probably maybe they were just like on the way somewhere and they wanted food. So they raided the island and threw over the king, took what they wanted and left. They kicked his ass on the ocean. Hey, you made me curious. Well, Lead, what wish did you lose? And that message that Oda said kind of makes me nervous, right? Oh, Goku. I see. I was more sad to lose Yumeko than Goku, to be honest, because I never thought I had the chance of getting Goku. But to be fair, getting Yumiko is about the same freaking chance. So. But I really tried not to care. But then when I lost her right in front of me, oh man, that hurt. Okay, so the message. Oh, Sotos. Someone tag Sotos. So here, the message from Oda was at JumpFesta 2026. It makes me really nervous. One Piece anime film is not progressing smoothly. What does that mean? I mean, I know it's a translation, so we have to be careful with how it is understood. That's why I want to. After Elbaf, we will go to that island, the one you could only reach by becoming the Pirate King. The man marked by flames will appear. Characters who never met before will finally encounter each other. Those two, and also those two. Who is that? Those two, and those two. One Piece will move forward at high speed. As I've gotten older, I will continue writing while also taking care to maintain my health and life. So I think he's done with it now. Like, I know he's said before, I'll finish it, and then it doesn't finish. But it sounds like next year is like for real the end. So apparently, Josh, I'm reading this from a post that says it's a Jump Festa 2026 quote. And it's posted by Hype Kage, if you want to look it up. Those two, Buggy and Usopp, finally clash. So this is what it looks like, the post. But I mean, you'll have to confirm it by yourself. And especially when it's a translation, you know, we never really know. Those two are Buggy and Blackbeard. The brothers will finally meet. Anything can happen. For real, I would be so sad if next year was... Someone's rolling. Mr. Drug Shadow! Mr. Draken Shadow! I mean, I just called you something else. I don't know what I called you, sorry. Dark Shadow, if I get a key for Dark Shadow from My Hero Academia, I will gift him to you. He mentioned in the past, he has an idea of the manga he wants to do once he's done with One Piece. No! I don't want it to end! I'm not ready. I've only been a fan for like 7 years. I haven't had enough time. I'm so sad. What the hell is Beyond Birthday? Two Piece with Buffy. Please no. Please just don't even joke about that. Cherry tagged me in an image. I don't understand who that is. I want to show you guys. But I'm scared to look away from the screen right now. Wow, a lot of One Piece characters rolling in this video, huh? It's fine. I'm 25. I've basically watched One Piece ever since I was 3. Wow, did your dad or mom or cousin like a fan and introduced you? I want Zoro's backstory. I've given up on that. So there was gonna be Wano. If we didn't get it in Wano, we're not getting it. So here's the art. Who is this? I don't know who are these characters. Flowers. A frosty clip, and she shared it with me, and then this sad emoji, and I'm like, I don't even know who that is. This is the komakoi that I handed to you at the after party. Is it that backstory? I guess it's that backstory, but man, oh, yeah, it's that. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I see who it is. I see who it is. That took me a minute. The eyelashes kind of made me think, but then I wasn't sure. And then, okay, I see, I see, I see. I should probably end the manga video, but we're still like half talking about One Piece and... Huh? I'm willing to trade her to you or Kayla. I have an Emma key. You can trade to Shoru, I told you. I took Rei from Shoru, so Shoru can have Emma in this war. Coffeezilla. Do you think Quina was killed by Imu? We saw Gunko was kidnapped. Oh, don't say that! No. Don't make up crazy things just for shocking me. Sometimes I do wonder about... I literally... Was it yesterday? I was thinking about Quina. Just put the ramen on the table, bro. Oh, sadly... Is it like a ramen JoJo's restaurant, and then he does... I'm half Spider-Man and half Batman. Because I got no money, no powers. Took me a second there. Oh. Here. Do you want to speculate on what happens that Loki had to be taken down and tied up by Shanks and the other giants? Oh. Where was... Shanks and Gaban know everything. I think someone already said their theory is to keep the... How to say? His reputation alive. So that people can still strive for his ideals. But I don't really understand that. Unless Loki didn't want the memory of his father to be tainted. So, yeah, maybe that seems the most likely. He didn't care about what people thought of him because probably the words in his father's final moments stuck with him. The only thing that matters is the future of Elbaf. So maybe he didn't care what people thought about him. He didn't want to change people's minds about him. You know, so he just decided, like, let his father die a hero. Instead of becoming the hero his father wanted him to be, because, you know, maybe it was just easier to... Not easier, but it made more sense for him at 16 to just take the fall. And, yeah, but what confuses me most is, like, Shanks was there. They shouldn't have let him do that. Like, take the fall like that, you know? But, I mean, this is based on my theory, if they did that. So I don't know what else could have happened, but it does make me a little bit, like, frustrated. Man, Shanks knew everything. I want to see that story. I want to know. I want to... Like, wasn't there anything they could have... But okay, question. So the arm, Shanks's arm that had the symbol on it, that's the arm that got taken. So I feel like, did we already talk about this? But to me, I just realized it for the first time again today. So if we've talked about it, I forgot. But basically, he allowed his arm to be, he sacrificed his arm, kind of like on purpose. Have we talked about that before? Or was like, today, did we see that symbol for the first time on Shanks's arm? Am I talking loudly? I'm not going to read the SBS. It's past midnight, and I have streamed for more than 9 hours, 3 nights in a row. I'm like on fumes here. I definitely have more energy than I thought I would have at this point, but I'm still like kind of done. I'm just having like fun talking about the current stuff. Six years after Harold was killed, or 6 years ago, 8 years after the Harold incident. Eh? Gentle criminal, Modru, if you didn't claim. Okay, Infusion got gentle. Wall Titan. I think 6 years after he was killed, but don't quote me. I forgot what that conversation was about, apparently. The only reason I can see is that Loki was in some kind of suicidal mission trying to take Emu by himself. And Shanks stopped him to save him. And that's why Loki thinks Shanks is a coward. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Loki, out of anger, wanted to take on Emu, but Shanks knew Emu's true power. So he tied Loki down for his own good. And then people already made their minds up about, who Loki is and what Loki's done. So they, just made assumptions about what happened. And Jarul can't remember anything. I wish I could, rewind my own live stream for you. I don't even think it was 2 minutes ago that I mentioned the arm thing. But yeah. I feel like I have to come to terms with the fact that no matter how much time I spend saying things as clearly as I can, people, even in real life, have you ever hung out with friends and tried to talk to them and realize that they're not really listening, or it's so difficult to really hear each other? And that that from both sides, because our mind is always elsewhere, so it's so difficult to really be present and listen to someone. I think that's something I want to practice in 2026. I'm going to sit down and look people in the eye, and I'm going to say tell me a story, and then I'm just going to listen to them intently, and I'm going to start practicing, because I think that we need more of that in life. Friends don't listen to shit we say. My friend told me the other day, I listen to my friends as best as I can. I definitely, sometimes my mind wanders. But she told me about, and this is not my story to tell, but it's not people that and I don't mean this in a judging way. It was just an interesting thing. Her cousin has a child that is autistic, and they were there over the holidays, and the boy is very hyper, and he was playing with Paige, and she's like 2 and he's 5. And he was like pulling her, and she was pulling, trying to like, no. And then he just suddenly let go and she fell. So she started crying. And his dad got angry and he screamed at him. And the kid, got shocked. And this is, I know I have never met an autistic child. But screaming at an autistic child, a child in general doesn't understand. And I understand that you're desperate and you want your kid to behave, but then the kid runs to the mom and lashes out because he doesn't understand why he was being screamed at. And it's like, imagine someone screaming at you as an adult. One adult to another adult. Your boss. Imagine your boss screaming at you. Now imagine a giant man, a giant person screaming at you. Like, imagine the fear in your heart. And that kid rushes to his mom and lashes out, and he like hits her and bites her. And the mom is trying to be the opposite of the dad, I guess, because he's overreacting in the one sense and she's allowing to be hit and bitten. And she kind of enables it, but it's because she's the opposite of the extreme. If the dad can't be calm in that situation and manage his child's emotions, because no matter if it's an autistic child or not, the best way to teach a child that they did something wrong is to sit with them, talk with them, because they don't understand big words and screaming and stuff, but that's how you train a dog. But okay, I understand raising kids is not easy. I don't have kids. So now you have these two extremes, and this autistic child is growing up with these two extremes. The mom is probably emotionally exhausted, but maybe the dad is too. I don't know what his work situation is or his life situation. But I mean, the kid is just like in the middle of all this, whatever their reasons are. And then she tells me another story, like he watches Chucky with his 5-year-old autistic son. Children don't understand reality versus fiction. Maybe around 5 they start understanding it, but I'm pretty sure an autistic child doesn't have that same level of maybe understanding right from wrong, real from not real. So now the kid is pointing like a plastic knife at Paige, saying, I'll kill you, like Chucky. And I'm just sitting here to myself for like 2 days. I was kind of I was like really shocked. My mind was reeling. Like, and then I Googled like stuff to try and learn, like, isn't this like, doesn't it like worsening? It's the worst case scenario almost for an autistic child. Like, 2 extreme parents watching horror movies. What is this child gonna grow up like? I'm scared for the kid, you know? And I tried to like, because I've never met an autistic kid. I don't know. I don't meet a lot of people. And I was just trying to chat to her about it. I'm not trying, I just kind of like looked the stuff up and I was sending it to her, like, because maybe if the parents don't understand, you know, the situation that their child might be in, maybe she can be the one to sit down and talk to them. But she said that her family doesn't really understand, like, disabilities that you can't see. So anyway, I try and listen to my friends, yeah. Sorry, that took a turn for the darker. But hey, I guess the moral of the story even is just like, try and understand people's situations as best as you can and talk to them about it, because I wish this was my family so that I can at least sit down and talk to them. But then I think about sitting down and talking to my family and I'm like, they don't care, and then they will feel judged and probably lash out more. But then what do you do? I don't know. Does anyone... Sorry, this is so not One Piece related, but it is an interesting conversation. So I was just trying my best to like learn from the situation, and you never know what could happen in the future. And once again, zero... I'm not judging the parents. They probably don't know better, but the the moral of the story here is to ask the question, like, how do we talk to people about stuff like that without making them feel judged? Because it's something that, people need to understand, not be judged for. But I do think, like, I guess that's why people do things like, there's like fun runs for disabilities or illnesses to raise awareness, because I guess that's the only thing that you can do instead of, making two people feel judged. You can just try and raise awareness about the situation in general, and then hope that the right people learn from it. Oh, I was gonna ask, does anyone have like autistic family members? Or experience, with. I'm that friend that tries to listen, but my mind wanders off, and I always say, can you say that again? I don't know. I don't have any family, so. I mean, I have family just very far away, so I can't really say that I'm exposed to very many different people in real life. Just online. I feel like if I could say anything to that guy, I would tell them, read One Piece with your kids. Don't watch Chucky. God. That sounds nice, but it's not about what we need to do, it's about how we need to do it. So, okay, let's wrap up. We get back on track and wrap up the manga read along at least. We had 2 chapters today. In the first chapter, we saw, what I can now remember as Harold, slowly losing his mind, calling Jarul, calling his son, eventually Shanks and Gaban arriving, and then Loki going to find the fruit that he was told to eat, and then he may or may, we didn't see him eat it, right? We just saw it in his hand. And then the hammer. So he broke his own hammer, but it did hurt the other hammer. That then, it seems to be like a squirrel hammer, the hybrid. And then in the end, Harold's final words to his son, and Loki's sadness, and eventually having to kill his own father, which is quite shocking to me and very sad. Oh, sorry, I totally read your message wrong. Whoa, I truly am like exhausted. Sorry. What you meant was replying to me. No, no idea if you've talked about it already, but this finally gave an explanation on why Shanks would have like sacrificed his arm in that situation. I'm so sorry. What a whole like side quest we just took because of like my misunderstanding. Ah, I think this is the end of the flashback. We may not get Shanks versus Loki. How? Why? How? Maybe. But I would really like to be told at least. Maybe they'll just wrap it up by saying this is what happened. But I would really like to either be told or shown how did Loki get tied up after that, and where did Shanks go, and why didn't he tell people about the truth, or did he try and people didn't want to listen because of Loki's reputation, or mm. Okay, but yeah, all in all, great chapter, some interesting theories. Hope we can get the confirmation of the devil fruit. I'm so excited. But yeah, theories as to what exactly happens next. I mean, I wouldn't mind if the flashback ends, but I do really want to know more from Shanks's perspective. I'll be right now. They're done.
Yeah,
Can you put my phone on charge?
Yeah.
You're gonna sleep?
Yeah, I'm gonna get in bed.
You've been
Watch
awake
the rolls
for a long time.
while I can. My shoulders so.
Did you take a Panado?
No, I don't think Panado is gonna.
It's gonna loosen the muscle a little bit. Let it. You want to take magnesium? It's not a very strong dose though. Did you Google like stretches that will help with that specific muscle?
No, but I've used that machine thing.
Did it help?
Yeah, when it stops, it helps. But
stretch and breathe into the muscle, Hunku. Okay. I do you have bonus rolls?
no, I don't have bonus rolls. Do you?
In 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Bye, Josh. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let me finish the video here, but I'll keep the stream going for like 15 more minutes. 10, 15. I want to just claim. Sorry for the detour there at the end, but overall very, very interesting story, of course. I mean, it's One Piece, and I just can't wait to see all of this animated. See you next time.